Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Flirting with Pages, aka Jazz, and it is the start of February, which means it is time for a January wrap-up. I started January off on such a good note by reading Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This book was absolutely beautiful. It focuses on Yasmin and Josiah. They are currently co-parenting, they're recently divorced, and it just follows how they still manage to have that dynamic even while they're divorced. They work together, they're still co-parenting. I think Kennedy Ryan did such an amazing job handling all of the heavy topics she included in this book. It's so beautiful. Her writing, it had me crying. I was bawling my eyes out by the end of this book. It was 5 stars and I honestly really loved it. The second book I picked up was How Moon Fuentez Fell in Love with the Universe by Raquel Vasquez Gilliland. It basically follows Moon. She is going on tour with her sister Star. She is going to be the merch girl and she ends up bumping into another merch person, which is Santiago. They clash. This is a YA book. I absolutely love YA books for this reason. This was so beautiful. Raquel also handled all of the heavy topics included in this amazing. She wrote them so beautifully. I absolutely love how she worded some things. It just felt almost poetic. By the third book, I kind of felt like I hit a wall. I started The Spice Master at Bistro Exotique by Samantha Vérant. This book is about a talented chef. Her name is Kate. She runs into a self-proclaimed spice master, Garance, and Garance basically tells her how so many people have tried building a business in her specific spot and it has failed. So Garance wants to help Kate have a good successful business. There is one catch, however. Kate has to work with Garen's son Charles, and after bumping into each other, Kate realizes who Charles is. They didn't really like each other. It's kind of enemies to lovers or enemies to friends to lovers. I actually ended up DNFing this book. I was almost 60% in. It felt like nothing had happened yet. It felt like it was lagging. It wasn't meant for me. The fourth book I picked up this month was actually a book club pick for a book club that I'm in. It is Neon Gods by Katie Robert. This is a modern retelling of Persephone and Hades. I actually really like this book. At some times, I kind of felt like I had a love-hate relationship with it. Persephone's character did feel a little whiny at some points. But Hades' character, I absolutely loved him. He wanted to do everything for this girl. I absolutely loved it. There were some parts that left me absolutely confused, but I'm not sure if she's going to end up answering those questions in the rest of the books because this is a series. It is part of the Dark Olympus series. I will be reading the next book. And we're back with the 5-star reads. The Intimacy Experiment by Rosie Danan. I absolutely loved this book. The same thing that happened with The Roommate happened with this one. I thought I was going to absolutely hate it, but I didn't. I loved this book. It focuses on Naomi Grant and Ethan Cohen. Ethan is a rabbi. He is trying to get more young people to join his synagogue, and why not a better way than to talk about relationships, how to date people, how to basically find your significant other. And Naomi is looking for a chance to have a in-person lecture, but every school has turned her down because of her background. They both end up working together and she actually ends up doing a live lecture at the synagogue. And despite what all of the elders think, it is actually very successful. This book had me giggling. Ethan's character was such a cinnamon roll. I loved it. The next book I read is actually a novella. It is Stoneheart by Katie Roberts. It is a little prequel to her Dark Olympus series. It follows Medusa and Calypso. Medusa is sent to get rid of Calypso and things end up happening. It is a extremely short read. It was very cute and short. At times it kind of felt a little too short. It kind of felt insta-lovey, but overall it was really cute. The second to the last book I picked up was His Perfect Partner by Priscilla Oliveras. This was her debut novel. She was releasing it with this cover. It is gorgeous. This book focuses on Yasmin Fernandez. She is a dance teacher. She is also taking care of her sick dad. She bumps into one of her students' dad, which happens to be Tomas. At first, they kind of don't like each other because Jasmine is convinced that he is a workaholic father and does not spend enough time with his daughter. The way this book grows, it's cute. At first it kind of felt like it was lagging, but near the end it started getting really good. It did make me cry at some points. This is overall a cute short read. It was like around 200 pages. I just really love how this book ended. It was Last but not least, I ended January on such an amazing note. Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. This was just a reminder that I really need to read more Talia Hibbert books because her writing was amazing. This book follows two ex-best friends, Bradley and Celine. They both end up going after the same scholarship and they end up going back to friends. Part of the requirements for the scholarship is a 2-part survival course. They end up going through the woods together and a whole entire team. They make new friends. This book was extremely cute. It had me laughing, giggling, Celine's humor, the way they just talk to each other. It was incredibly cute. Talia Hibbert just gave these two characters so much life. It felt like you were watching a movie. Like, oh, it felt so real. It was so cute. I loved this book. At this point, I'm convinced that I should end every month off with a YA book because the pure joy that these YA books bring to me, I love it. Those are basically all of my reads for January. I am convinced that this was such a great reading month. I read 7 books overall, which is actually kind of a lot for me.